US President calling out India at the UN. A brain eating amoeba haunting Kerala's waters. India rolling out tanks from Africa. New walls rising for Indian techies chasing the American dream. And a food giant cashing out of its own rival. The stories may look scattered, but trust me, they're all connected in how power, money, and survival play out. Good morning. Welcome to Top of the Morning by Mint. I'm your host, Nelson John. This is your smart daily briefing on what matters. From big moves in business to headlines shaping India and the world, we cut through the noise so you start your day informed and ahead. It's Wednesday, September 24th. Let's get started. Here's the thing about Trump's latest diplomatic moves. They're getting messy, and India's caught in the crossfire. At the UN General Assembly on Tuesday, the US president took direct aim at India twice, completely breaking from the recent buddy-buddy tone with Prime Minister Modi. First up was his favorite greatest hit, claiming he stopped a war between India and Pakistan. Trump's been repeating the story over 36 times, always angling for that Nobel Peace Prize. But this was his biggest stage yet, the UN's main diplomatic platform. India's response? Well, we stopped Operation Sindoor because Pakistan asked us to, not because Trump told us to. But here's where it gets really interesting. Trump's second mention was way sharper and frankly surprising, given trade talks had just restarted after some genuine warmth between the leaders. He flat out accused India and China of being the primary funders of the ongoing war in Ukraine by continuing to purchase Russian oil. Let's break this down. Trump's calling these oil purchases the engine feeding Putin's war machine. He already slapped India with an additional 25% tariff in August, doubling overall tariffs to 50%. Now he's threatening very strong tariffs to stop the bloodshed very quickly. What this really means is Trump's using trade as a weapon. Secretary of State Marco Rubio confirmed on Tuesday that stopping Russian oil purchases remains the main sticking point in India-US talks, despite a lot of progress elsewhere. More sanctions are reportedly being considered. India's argument: they're buying at better prices, and the US once actually encouraged these purchases to keep global prices low. Meanwhile, China, buying way more Russian oil, has been spared major punitive tariffs. Trump even chatted with President Xi last Friday about their ongoing trade deal. Modi's playing it masterfully cool, staying silent on Trump's attacks and instead pushing Swadeshi products. But opposition leader Shashi Tharoor nailed it, calling Trump mercurial, unpredictably negative now, but maybe unpredictably positive later. The irony? Just weeks ago, Trump was calling Modi my good friend on his birthday call. Now India is funding Putin's war machine. Classic Trump diplomatic whiplash that's becoming impossible to predict. Kerala is confronting a serious public health challenge, a rare but deadly brain infection that's claiming lives across the state. Health Minister Veena George dropped sobering numbers on Tuesday. 80 cases of amoebic meningoencephalitis and 21 deaths statewide. This brain infection comes from Naegleria fowleri, commonly known as the brain-eating amoeba. But here's what really is happening. Kerala isn't suddenly experiencing an outbreak. They're just getting way better at catching it. Since 2023, they've investigated every brain inflammation case instead of writing them off. The infection happens when contaminated fresh water gets into your nasal passage. Think swimming or bathing in lakes and rivers. Congress MP Shashi Tharoor didn't mince words. Don't take risk. Don't go in fresh water. Here's the thing about safety. Seawater is fine. Home tap water is fine. Chlorinated pools are fine. The danger lurks in natural water bodies. Kerala's response? Mass chlorination drives and aggressive early detection that's actually saving lives. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh and his Moroccan counterpart jointly opened Tata Advanced Systems Limited's new manufacturing facility in Morocco on Tuesday. This marks India's first defense manufacturing plant on the African continent. Here's what makes this significant. The 20,000 square meter facility will produce India's indigenously developed wheeled armored platform 8x8, designed by TASL and DRDO. Think modern modular combat vehicles that can transform into infantry fighting vehicles, personal carriers, command posts, or even ambulances. The facility is already producing vehicles 3 months ahead of schedule, with deliveries to Morocco's Royal Army starting next month. But here's the bigger picture. Singh emphasized this isn't about make in India anymore. It's about make with friends and make for the world. What this really means is India's defense industry is going global. Instead of just buying foreign weapons, India is now exporting its own military technology to strategic partners. Morocco gets advanced armored vehicles. India gets its first African defense manufacturing footprint. The American dream just got another major roadblock for Indian tech workers. The US Department of Homeland Security dropped a bombshell on Tuesday, announcing plans to completely overhaul the H-1B visa lottery system. Instead of random selection, they want a weighted process that prioritizes higher paid foreign workers. This comes on top of Trump's already announced $100,000 H-1B fee hike, creating a double hit for entry-level talent, especially from India. Right now, the H-1B lottery system is purely random. 85,000 visas distributed by chance each year. Under the new proposal, your salary determines your odds. Higher pay equals better chances. Conservative politicians pushed for this, arguing companies abuse the program to hire cheap foreign workers. The Heritage Institute found most H-1B beneficiaries are entry-level workers from India and China, earning below median wages. Immigration lawyer Sophie Alcorn warns this would decrease total demand for skilled immigration, particularly affecting aspiring immigrants who are entry-level workers. For Indian engineers, the barriers keep mounting. Swiggy just made a brilliant exit from its biggest competitor and walked away 2,400 crore rupees richer. The food delivery giant completely divested its stake in Rapido on Tuesday, selling to Dutch firm Prosus and Westbridge Capital. Prosus picked up 1,968 crore rupees worth, while Westbridge took the remaining 431.5 crore rupees. Here's the ironic part. Swiggy funded the very company now trying to eat its lunch. When Swiggy invested $180 million in Rapido back in April 2022, it was just a bike taxi service. Now, Rapido's launching only a food delivery platform charging restaurants half the commission that Swiggy and Zomato demanded. Let's break this down. Swiggy is getting nearly 2.5 times returns in just over 3 years as Rapido's valuation jumped from $1.1 billion to $2.7 billion. What this really means is Swiggy needed the cash. The company posted 1,197 crore rupees loss last quarter, despite revenue jumping 54%. Sometimes funding your competition pays off, literally. That's all for today. Thank you for joining in. We are eagerly looking forward to our next Top of the Morning episode, which will be packed with the latest news. Until then, this is Nelson John signing off. Have a great day.